Here we are then at the centripetal circuit in the MX-5, and I'll just go to the garage menu to show you that I do have the iRacing baseline setup loaded up for you. I'm going to head out onto track. Before I do that though, I just want to draw your attention to the force feedback bar. You can see it's growing in green, and also my pedal inputs, and that will more clearly help you to understand what I'm doing in terms of driving inputs and what I'm feeling through the steering wheel. So I'm just going to head out to the 40-meter radius circle, and I'm going to try and hold that line at the maximum possible speed without understeering wide. And for me that's about 78 kilometers an hour. If I accelerate a bit more than that, you can see the car just wants to understeer wide. And so I just need to bring it back carefully, and what I'm going to try and demonstrate is how I can adjust the rotation of the car on the limit of grip like this with the brake pedal. And so if I apply the brakes now, you can see that that was too hard. The ABS kicked in, and the tires wanted to lock up, and I didn't have much rotation that I was going for. Now if I do it again, you may see the F bar flickers as I'm doing that. So that's basically the vibration of the ABS system being transmitted through the steering rack, through the force feedback. So that's showing me that I am clearly braking too hard for this to work effectively. So if I brake more gently now, and do this a few more times, you can see how effective that 10% or so, barely any brake input whatsoever, is much more effective at loading up the front tires without the ABS engaging. And even though my steering lock, my steering input, is not increasing while I'm doing this, in fact I'm having to counter steer to correct the car to bring it back on track, you can see how as soon as I touch the brakes, the front end bites. In fact, if you are eagle-eyed, you may even see a slight increase in force feedback. I can certainly feel the wheel gets a little bit heavier as I load up the front tires just a little bit. I get that rotation, and that helps me to point the car where I want it to be. And if you do this well, you can even carry more than 78 kilometers an hour through the same line. Of course, if you overdo it, if you get too much rotation and you get on the throttle too hard, you can end up going completely sideways and you're fighting with horrendous oversteer. But if you use this effectively as a tool from the sort of the end of the braking into the apex, it can be extremely effective at eliminating understeer, getting the car to rotate when you need it, when you don't want understeer. And ultimately the fastest way around the track is to be on the verge of sliding, but not quite sliding. You don't want to actually be correcting the car, you just want enough rotation to get the nose in, and that will yield the fastest lap times for you.